Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. It's a battle on the Mannerheim map, otherwise known as the Mannerheim line. Yep. We're following Buddypal from Fiddy Clan, and he's in the Tier 9 Chinese medium tank, the WZ-120. So standard battle mode, and he's heading up the trench here to spot tanks crossing the north. Also potentially to spot the tank drivers on the shelf, tank destroyers I should say. So a bit of an exposed position, but you can back out pretty quickly and basically keep yourself safe from artillery. And he's got a standard B, so another tier 9 medium tank. He's top tier in this game. I think he's spotted now a few tanks, the SU-101, E-75, Samura, etc. Now, he got spotted there, but the alpha on this gun is, what makes it, one of the better medium tanks in terms of firepower. You can see, 468, and then 470, so these are pretty high rolls. The average is around 450 or so, and he's picking up some spotting damage here, so nearly 1,000 of his own damage, but he's got just over 2,000 spotting damage. So yeah, pretty powerful position if you get control of this area, and you can get other guns to bear on the tanks crossing. So there were some tanks up there on the TD shelf there, as well as some tank destroyers who managed to help there. And as a result, his team is 2 tanks up. So just being cautious here, he was spotted. There are no artillery, which is one of the blessings of this game. So he's pretty safe there. Now he's spotted a 269 and just snapping around to work out where that tank was, looking at his minimap, and just points out you need your awareness levels up to notice what's going on the minimap as well as what's in front of you. And here he's spotted the Ferdinand. Now that's a bit of a pixel shot. I think he's just going to keep him. Okay, there he's highlighted him to request fire. Ferdinand moves forward, he tries a tracking shot, but nonetheless the Ferdinand is also getting damage from his spotting. So it's already picked up some spotting damage, taking him over 3k of spotting damage, and the Ferdinand's been taken out by his team's SU-130 PM. So that gives them 3 kills now, so 3 tanks up. So battle's still in their favour. They're not much ahead in terms of hit points, so it makes you think, that the battle is actually pretty much on a knife edge at the moment. T69 obviously trying to spot people, but look, here's Lance and C that is approaching from the north side. So none of his team have actually gone and covered that north side. So Lance and C has put a hit into him using APCR. He's given a 448 damage, so not a bad trade there. The Lance and C is tier 8, of course. It's tier 8 Swedish medium tank in the premium side, but he's also then been hit by standard B on where the tank destroyers are. So actually, no, not on the TD shelf, is basically up there. Anyway, so Buddypal's asked for some help. He's got the standard B with him, basically saying, yep, I'm going to back you up, which is always good. But he's just waiting till he gets unlit, and he's just trying to spot out teams there. And it just gets lit again. And there's the E75, just comes forward enough to basically get his gun to bear. The Chinese mediums don't have great gun depression, so do have to expose yourself a bit there. The E75 is now a 1-shot, and just waiting for someone to finish him off. Standard B is going to do that. Not easy to tell. Now they're basically even now on tanks destroyed, but they are well down on hit points. So Buddypal's just coming back to the heavy line, where they basically lost a few tanks there fairly quickly, and just seeing if he can help back up the team with the push that the enemy tanks are doing there. So just getting into a position where he can snipe without being spotted. As a medium tank, you obviously don't have huge amounts of armor. That's what gives you your mobility, and therefore, if you can shoot without being spotted, that's ideal. So it's got a lever there and a T10, so tier 9s and tier 8s. He's got the tier 10 there, or the T10 I should say. Just gets critical damage there. And the T10 gets out of line of sight before he can get a side shot in, which is a bit unfortunate, but no, he's managed to get a shot in through the, what looks like the turret there. So brings him up to 3k of his own damage and 3.5 of assisted damage there. So clearly having an influence on this game. Now the Lands and Seas approaching, and Buddypal's just making sure that that gets dealt with. So he's coming around here. Still got more than half his hit points, so he can do a bit, but now he's noticed there's 3 tanks there. But they're tier 8, so can he basically deal with that himself? Well, he's got the standard B coming with him, which is good. So what's he going to do here? He's not quite getting the gun depression he needs to get to bear on these tanks here, but he's just keeping an eye on this light tank here, the WZ-122. Puts a big hit into him and sets him on fire, but it's obviously got automatic fire extinguisher, so that stops that happening fairly quickly. And he's just pulling back here. You don't want to basically expose yourself to too many tanks at once. He's got the T10 there, has now pushed up. They're being surrounded. They're actually 3 tanks down now, so these teams starting to fall apart. But they're now starting to pull some things back. The standard B's gone in there to work on the Muts, and Buddypal's turning around to deal with the T10, takes him out. So that's bringing him back up to even on tanks destroyed. There's the 132. So I think Buddypal is going to come up here and try and do some damage, but he's noticed there's a full health standard B. Doesn't want to walk in front of that gun just yet. The standard B's that got a 3-shot auto reloader. It's pretty common for the Italian medium tanks from tier 8 and upwards. So he's just trying to work out, can he subtract some hit points from him without losing any of his own, or whatever the case might be. This the WZ-132 goes for a turret shot there, doesn't seem to connect and bounces the incoming round from the 132. And he's just picked up some spotting damage on a Jagdtiger. Okay, the Jagdtiger's pushing up from the heavy line. So basically doing his job, keeping tanks spotted. The Jagdtiger's just a pixel shot. Can he get something in? Oh, he's now got the frontal plate. Yep, good work. Got a kill shot there on the Jagdtiger. And now it's pretty much, yeah, evens again. The one up on tanks. It's just getting out of the way of the standard B, but not being able to get his gun to bear. But again, he doesn't want to push into that standard B. He'll probably get clipped out, or potentially get clipped out. And because there's 2 tanks there, the standard B and the WZ-132, so you won't be able to outtrade in that case. But now just trying to get an angle here. If he can take out the WZ-132, he's going to have a much better chance. But he does want to get into a crossfire. That's an IS-2-2 down the base there. And coming up here, trying to get an angle. So yeah, if you don't get a favourable position, don't keep pushing forward. Just reset and try and think up a new line of attack. The WZ-132 there is basically jumped down in the ditch, and okay, there's the standard B's coming up, not looking at him. Misses the shot there, but the standard B's taking hits, and he can probably reload for the 132. Takes a hit and manages to get a hit in on the 132, which also sets fire to him again, but clearly his fire extinguisher is reloaded since then. Is he going to get the return of fire kill? He doesn't need to. The Progetto 46 has basically decided to join the fray. But Buddypal is now up to over 4,000 damage, and he gets a hit in and the kill on the standard B. So only 1 tank left now is that IS-2-2 down the base there. So now all the tanks basically arriving to do some damage there. Is he going to keep pushing forward and get a shot on him? Yes, he does. 454, nice high roll there. Takes them down to 1 shot, and that's the end of the game.